Oh, hello.
Hi.
I was definitely not just playing with my cats.
Definitely not. Why would you be doing that?
Because they're
Alright.
adorable.
Hey, Valor. How's it going? How is
Aloha.
everybody doing today?
Are you asking us or are you asking chat?
I was asking the two of you because Zeki just popped in here, and honestly, Ben, I've barely seen you today.
That's true.
So, both of you and chat. Anyone who wants to answer, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. I had a quick work day and then got out on the water.
Ooh.
You did not update the name of this stream, Benjamin.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Benjamin.
No, you didn't. I'm
Button.
editing it right now.
Oh, that's why it's all goofy.
Wait, you didn't save it? Oh, well,
No.
that's stupid. It's fine.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Okay.
That's
It's a
stupid.
poo-poo head.
Oh boy.
So-
Okay.
It's a big old poo-poo head right there.
I need to.
Right,
Okay,
Cheerio.
everyone, look at me. Bring it together. Everyone's fine. What are we doing today? Since we are not doing a heist, we're missing one of the PCs. We're not entirely sure what happened to them, but that is
Hopefully,
okay.
they remain with us.
Well, that's terrible, but okay.
Ominous.
So
Very
instead,
ominous. Yeah.
So instead of playing some D&D, we're going to be talking about D&D and talking about the campaign that we are going to be starting the second week of January, and just
Yeah.
sort of generally doing the building of the worlds and kind of fleshing out the fuck we're going to be doing for the next like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, that's a big old question. Well, okay, so
Should I open up the dock?
yeah,
Yeah.
let's open the dock.
Quote,
up. Let's-
unquote,
let's,
the
let's
dock.
do it. Let's do it. So here's my thought. Valor, glad to hear that your friend is out of the hospital.
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah.
They hopefully like not COVID related in any capacity, but you know the way things are these days.
I mean, even if it's not COVID related,
I know there's also there's like the other two plagues
there's
going around.
RSV and the flu, and
the
apparently strep is also going around. So, you know, all in all, everyone's doing real healthy things right now.
We love a good healthy.
We love a good healthy winter season.
Yeah.
Please, everyone, stay healthy.
We actually just found out that both Ben's sister and my mother are sick. So the two places that we would have gone for Christmas are quarantine zones.
Well, we knew Emma was sick.
Yes, but we didn't
We
know
just
the
found out about your mom. Yeah.
Sick.
She's so sick. Gotta take that girl to a vet.
All right, Ben.
She's
what
an
would
animal, and she's sick.
Oh God, Ben, what would be helpful for us to start with?
I would actually really like to continue talking about the different countries.
Cool.
Yeah, I found that to be like very informative and it got me thinking, and I have some other like things that I want to work on. Valor, unexpected seizures. That is
also not great.
Nope.
Yeah, unexpected. I mean, not that expected seizures are great either, but unexpected seizures feel particularly gnarly. So I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that they're feeling better. World building steps 1, build world. Thanks, Schlib. That's what we've got you for, my friend.
Thank you, Schleb.
Flip's the best. They give the best advice. Okay, so Ben, what would you like to look at first? Pull this shit up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the map up real quick.
There's no such thing as a quick map.
Real quick.
That's not better.
Real quick.
Is everyone okay today? I'm
I don't know.
concerned.
It's you and me both.
Why is it not loading my world? What's
Yeah,
going
I
on
mean,
here?
fantasy socialist Jesus is a thing that we made last time. But Jesus was socialist, so it's not really fantasy.
Well, no, the fantasy is the world. Socialist
Fantasy is the
Jesus
world.
is the
It's just Jesus.
the IRL insert.
That's fair.
Okay. So I would particularly like to focus on either the Kingdom of Angog or the Kingdom of Kar, one of the two, because I think we're going to start in one of those, and I don't necessarily know where at this exact moment. I also want to. Oh, it's not going to let me zoom in, but just before we get anything done, this little spot right here is where the heist is happening. It's just
The heist.
So you get see the heist that would have been happening this evening. That is the town right there.
Cool.
It's just so everyone knows where it is in the context of the world. All right, I'm gonna stop doing that.
Up. Jesus was a hipster socialist. Were you here last time, Shlibany? That's pretty much all we talked about.
Yeah, it was three atheists make up a religion.
Yes, it was great.
Great.
Okay, so the continent that we are currently on, which is where the heist is taking place, is the capitalist continent, correct?
Correct.
So we have socialism over to the left, and then capitalism over to the right.
Yeah, so we've got like a utopia over here, and then like I don't know, some sort of like
that feels
late
so
stage
politically
hellscape
correct.
here.
To have socialism on the left and capitalism on the right feels unintentionally
I don't make the rules.
very on the nose.
This is a hipster socialist, made tables, lives with his mom. Yeah, it does check out. I actually did woodworking before it was cool. Okay.
Protested at a bank.
All right, so I do have like some info for you guys that you would not have had previously. I know the name of the town that we're going to start in, which is seriously. So the Tebran theocracy and Kingdom of Angog actually have like a pretty long and bloody history because it used to be one larger kingdom. But I think at this point in time reached an accord because for Angog, any kind of shipping that they want to do or trade that they want to do with the Western continent has to go through Tebran waters. So they ponied up at some point and were like, perhaps not be dickheads.
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to chat about the town that we're going to start in, which is called Greenhaven. I'm thinking relatively small, probably primarily a farming community. And I don't know if I want... Actually, Zeki, I'm going to ask you about this. So we got this mountain range here, right?
Yeah.
Ask the resident geologist.
So based on
rocks.
its location in the Kingdom of Kar, would that sort of like eastern side between the mountains and the water, would that be probably like fertile farming area?
Yes, extremely.
Yeah? Okay.
That would actually probably be more of like a rainforesty basin, depending on its latitude.
I would say, I think the entirety of these two continents is like relatively temperate. Like definitely colder up north and down south, but like it's like not terrible.
Okay, then think like Pacific Northwest.
Ooh. Okay.
Like getting all the good drainage, getting the nice air, because you can see on the other side of those mountains it looks pretty arid and deserty. So it's almost like World Anvil did this for you by creating your dry side and your wet side. And if we were gonna talk a little bit, if we were gonna make the bedrock on this one, I would say that you have like a really weird accretionary prism with your tectonics, if that's a thing in this world. And it kind of looks like you have like two plates kind of pinching off like a third one.
Okay, so you've got sort of like southern plate, western or eastern plate, and then whatever this one is here that's gonna getting kind of squished.
Yeah, and it's kind of like they're like ramming up from the bottom up into each other kind of thing, and making like a really tall mountain range, but then like still moving. And that's why you have these like historically older mountain ranges going up towards the Orm theocracy and running along the kingdom of Anog.
Interesting.
I'd also
I love it. That's cool as fuck.
I'd also probably guess that because of this topography, the kingdom of Kar, probably, and I think this checks out. They're like more the capitalist one, right?
Yes.
So that makes a lot of sense because they have that natural protection and less borders to actually protect from. So that would like affect that, especially if they're on like the fertile side with all like the mountain drainage. With like, you can like see some of those deltas there towards the bottom.
I fucking love having an actual geologist like, involved, because that's okay. Cool. Fuck yeah.
Especially one that like also has an interest in like anthropology and history, because like that like is like a huge thing. I just learned that recently about like whenever there's like mountain chains like that, and then natural protections versus open borders that, you know, culturally you'd have to spend time defending one way or another. Like probably like that little wedge between Angog and Kar, or Angog. Is it Angog?
Angog, yeah.
So between Angog and Kar, that's probably been like highly contested, that flat right there. And no, on the other side.
Oh, down here, this little bit right here.
Yeah, I bet like unless there's like a mineral value that someone gives a shit about on the desert side of that mountain chain, I highly doubt anyone's doing anything over there. It's probably like
sort of a no man's land
like
kind of deal.
Like there be dragons kind of territory.
Gotcha.
Like, no one hangs out there.
Cool.
Maybe like there's giant purple worms over there, and like it makes it even worse if it's deserty.
Yeah, I have the generator.
And just like that, I can go from real geology to fantasy land.
Hell yeah. Let me get my my map seed here.
Katie, what would you think about that? Having, like, do you think they would have like a valuable resource in the desert that they're mining out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
What if it was like a magical mineral of some sort? Like, because Ben has repeatedly said this is like a super magical time, especially. So
well, didn't you have that idea of that like mineral that was essentially like spell essence that could be used to cast spells?
Yes.
That could be, you could sort of slot that in there.
Oh yeah, that would definitely work.
Absolutely. Let's see. We've got we've got a temperate deciduous forest down here. We've got temperate temperate deciduous forest.
What's up, Chef Monkey Gaming? Desertonium. Maybe
Desertonium? Yeah. I mean it's cold desert is what we've got here.
Another thing we see historically, like classically historically, is that like a lot of things are named after the place that you find them. Like a lot of like sometimes like certain like items would just be known as like that place, and like that place is known for that item. So like everybody else is like, oh, where'd you get that thing? Oh, that place. Oh, I'm gonna call it that then, because that's where it comes from.
What's the name of the kingdom? I can't. My eyesight is
Kar. So that would be like
Kar. Okay.
Like
Karnite. Karnite's a good one.
Yeah,
I like
that's a good
Karnite.
one. Obtanium.
I like Karnite.
Yeah. Who? All right. Here's the big question then. who found Karnite first? And is that like a thing? Like, does like Angog like call it Gogite or something, and they like fight over who invented it first or something or whatever?
Something like some like stupid like argument that's been going on for like centuries, where they're like, we found it first, and they're like, no, we found it first, and it doesn't.
I was gonna say, what if it does something else, like what if it's sort of like one of those natural resources that has been found that it's like, oh, actually you can also like use it to get power, but its actual like use historically has been something different. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly what that would look like, but like the sort of thing where it's like being mined by people who are greedy and who want the power and yada yada yada, but it's actually like somehow like important to the ecosystem, or you know, one of the that sort of like balance of like, do we use it all to like prop ourselves up, or is it something that like needs to be left alone and it's a natural resource and blah 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 blah. It's the best I can do to explain what I'm thinking.
What would like the first use be then?
So I was trying to think. I wonder if it's like, I don't know if it's like something that keeps the land fertile for farming, or like it's. Why are you laughing?
Oh, I mean, like
Dave always finds things first.
I mean, that also like, you know, would work too, Katie, I think, because like, you know, you're injecting like extra magical potency and like imbuing that sort of like that will for it to like affect the plants you're trying to grow or whatever, or harvest.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of a cool thing that like culturally someone would be able to like pull and identify for themselves, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like you get like, oh, that'd be really cool. So then we'll give that aspect of it to the kingdom of Angog.
Mm-hmm.
And then give the kingdom of Kar like the more, you know, obviously they're more capitalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to put spells in it, sell that commodity, whereas the other people are using it to like better their town, their village, the people that they're seeing day to day. Like the footprint is much smaller.
Yeah.
More of a sustainable. I mean, this is just me being doing my thing over here.
No, I like it. Are we taking notes on this? Because I just realized I'm not. I want to make sure we're getting this written down, or I guess it's recorded, so there's that. But
it is, but we should write it down.
We should write it down. Also, maybe it powers ley lines if they exist, and mining it out is inadvertently sapping the power from the ley lines. That's also a very cool idea.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That
would be really cool.
But yeah, I like the idea that it's sort of this thing has the power to create like a very healthy and vibrant community, but that sort of this extrapolation of it and use for like individual as opposed to communal good is what is kind of just destroying the land. And I don't exactly know how that would work in game, but I feel like that also sort of just like parallels the way that humans are supposed to exist, which is in community, and like that is the way that we are supposed to socialize and use resources and all that kind of shit. So then like the idea of like this natural resource that is incredibly potent, that helps to prop up and like is naturally meant to help, you know, create a healthy and thriving community, can get exploited by individuals, yada 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 yada. If that made sense to anyone.
Yeah. Why is this? So I'm just noticing that there's like these occasional pockets of like nothing. Like, what is this little no man's land here?
Baby dragons.
Carnite and this was already, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so what's interesting is like this map has some zones of like things, and so like this is Kar Rebels, and so like I wonder if that doesn't sort of tie in, right? Like there's this, you know, this like I do actually like the idea of sort of the ley lines and Carnite being tied to one another in some way. You know, it's like Carnite was sort of a static element of some kind, but like over millennia being essentially like right on top of a ley line, sort of absorb some of that power. I wonder if there hasn't been, like a push from like the Kos theocracy down and into the area to try to like essentially take that resource.
Yeah.
So you have you have the sort of like the economic side of the, like quite literally, right? Like you have the economic side of the Kingdom of Kar, and then you have this like militaristic side where you have people essentially fighting against a invading army. We also have a crusade going on over here.
Where's the crusade?
This little chunk of area here that sort of like hits the junction of the Oim theocracy, the Grand Duchy, and the Kingdom of Kar. We've got like just this crusade going on over there.
How do you know it's a crusade? Does that come with a little key that says?
So I don't know if you can see it down, but if you look down at the bottom of the screen, so like down here.
Yeah.
When I mouse over it.
Oh, I can't read that shit, but I believe you.
I have to make it full screen. And then I can see it.
And crusades are always religious in nature, right?
Yes. Oh, okay. So it's based around this town.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are they tied to a theocracy, this crusade, or is it a different thing entirely?
Let's see. No, it's an elfish settlement. Only about 1,400 people, so it seems a little bit interesting that they're on a crusade. A children's... Oh, boy. Ooh.
Oim is a very popular name.
Is it really? Fuck yeah.
I wish I could read that. Can you read that out loud, Ben? I don't know what I'm looking at.
Which bit?
Anything that's on, like that little thing that's popped up there, yeah.
This? Okay, yeah. So the name of the town is Kyoth Valley, according to Kyoth Valley.
Okay.
It is a hunting community primarily, so it's predominantly Elvish. There's about 1,100 people that live there. It doesn't have like anything of particular note. It's like 70. It's like approximately the same temperature, same as like living in Miami. It is about 330 feet above sea level. And then if you wanted to see a map of it, you got that little map right there.
Oh my gosh. Real quick. Thank you, Chef Monkey Gaming, for the 2-month sub.
Damn.
That is freaking awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Ben.
No worries.
All right. No, that is absolutely a good reason to take a beat there.
All right, now I'll go full screen again, diving back in.
So then there's Aaron the Syrian. Oh, sorry, Aaron Lissarian. Excuse me. So it's near the river. It's got walls. Yeah. So what's cool about this is that it'll show you what they've got, and it'll change the map accordingly. So if it's got like walls, it'll change it. If it's got a port, it doesn't have a port, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool tool.
Do we know why they're crusading? That's what I care about.
Not at this time.
Okay. And they are not attached to a theocracy, is what I'm hearing.
They are not. No. Well, I mean, officially they're not. But
what's the closest theocracy geographically?
That would be Oim, right here.
Oim. Oh,
right on the yeah.
In that case, they could be. And Oim is Oim one of the ones that's fighting?
Wait, go back. Can you zoom out a little bit? Can we make Glam the religion of Oim?
Glam?
And that's why the city of Glam exists. It's like it's where like the
it is the capital city. 32,500 folks live there.
This is where Glam comes from.
This is the origins of Glam.
I'm actually kind of picturing a god sort of akin to like Desire and Sandman.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Like
like the spice.
like very focused on sort of like aesthetics and very much glitter and gold and status and symbols of power and all that kind of arbitrary stuff, but then also a bit nefarious and schemy and that sort of thing, like almost like a trickster god, but a less less mirthful, a little bit more devious.
I like that.
Because didn't we also say that the two gods were like siblings who are in conflict in the Oim theocracy and the neighboring theocracy?
And the Koss. So I did the thing here, and you can actually hear how it's pronounced. It's just Koss, like
Koss?
Koss. Yep.
Koss.
The X is silent.
There's the Proles flood. Interesting. So this is like a whole flood thing.
Huh. That's is that a river or is
Looks
it
more
like
like a river to me.
It is some sort of I have to imagine it was like a large basin. It's based around a river. Yeah. Okay. So there's a river running.
I believe it's called the Proles flood, which sounds suggestive.
does sound suggestive.
It's not the prolapse flood. It could be worse.
Mm.
And then I guess I feel like the I've already forgotten to say it. Koss, is that what it is?
Yes.
Koss. The Koss theocracy must like sort of like what is the opposite side of the coin from like glamorous, glamorous, mischievous, trickster god versus
A goth god.
a goth god. I was going to complain.
It's a goth god.
Okay.
You mean Sandman?
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
No, that's fine. Sandman works. Goth god sounds good.
What were you thinking, Katie?
No, I was thinking more like Athena-esque, like very like stoic, and like order and power and militarism and all that sort of stuff, as opposed to like sort of like going through the traditional channels as opposed to circumventing them, and sort of going the backdoor route, which I think is more of the Oim theocracy.
So it's like an old white guy.
Yeah.
It's a Gandalf religion.
It's a Republican god. Well, no, they don't go to the official channels.
I will be just sprouting thousands of volcanoes and wherever that is, and they will all die.
Honestly, it's more like a Democrat god because they do just do all the stuff the way they're supposed to, and it fucks them. Not to get political here, but
What, us? No.
us political? Never.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That would never. There's nothing. Schlib, yes, I did. I did just reference Cody. That is who I was referencing. I'm glad you picked up on that. Let's see. Oh, I thought it was like rulers, as in it was going to tell us like who ruled the area, but no, it's just a ruler telling us that it's 4,444 miles from there to there. It's a big ass continent.
I don't even know what a political is. Neither do I, Schlibity.
Okay.
So wait, did we decide we're going to go with like militaristic or goth? Because I don't think that we made a decision.
Por qué no los dos?
A militaristic goth? I love it.
Yeah. It's Cody Walsh.
It is Cody Walsh. Okay, fair.
He goes by Night Angel.
Actually, though,
Night Angel is a pretty good name for.
we can't pick Night Angel, but
can't.
The vibe is perfect for what I'm thinking.
Maybe it's like the like moniker is Angel of the Night.
Just a little
milady.
I can wink.
It's a little tip of the hat. Oh God, what is happening? Katie, are you okay? Should we be concerned?
Katie, why is half your face winking? I don't understand.
I'm having a seizure. It's fine.
Too soon, Katie.
Okay, cool. So that's a little bit of lore and theocracy fleshed out there.
Yeah.
Katie, who's the Unsleeping City. Have I heard of the Unsleeping? I don't think I can do this correctly. Nope, it's not gonna.
Katie, stand up on your chair. Wait, hang on.
Oh,
No,
no.
no, don't do it yet. Hang on.
I'm doing it.
I'm
It's
coming
fine.
to the other room. No. Oh, God. Oh,
Oh.
it's going to end so badly.
Oh. Hey everybody, check us out on Twitch where we.
So here, hang on. I'm just gonna.
I got it.
There it is.
Bam. That's
I feel like
it.
I'm surfing. This is terrible.
All right, you can hop down now before you hurt yourself.
Clipped.
So suffice it to say, yes, Katie has heard of Unsleeping City. Yes. Once or twice.
But really, just those 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, truly. Like, not
Zeki
much
still
beyond
hasn't
that.
watched it though, which is a problem, and I will be holding that against him until it happens.
I literally started it, and you're like, "No, watch this other one first."
That's not true. You started Fantasy High.
No, I started that one, and you were like, "No, you got to watch the candy
That's
one."
not
first."
true. Okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. This is a lie, and I will not be slandered like this. All right. Where are we?
So here's what I'm thinking. Let's zoom in down here. Oh, these have very different names. Maybe we turn. Wait, who lives here? Oh, it's also mostly Orcish. Interesting. Hunting. Yeah. Okay. So here's my thought.
Okay.
My thizzle dizzle.
That didn't like that.
So rizzle, shiz nizzle.
No.
That either.
My jizzle. Wait.
No. What? No.
Inherently worse.
Chat knows what I said. Okay. So here's my thought.
Don't.
Neither do I. What the fuck year is it? I don't know. I just had a stroke. So thanks. Whichever one of you two put that in the chat. Jesus. I think so you know how like in German all the cities have like or not even necessarily in German, but like just generally speaking, like cities will have names that are, so you have like your native name and you have your sort of like more universally acknowledged and like, you know, there's sort of like the colloquial references. And I wonder if, you know, we have this map that has these names that are like, they're Orcish names, but that's only based on sort of who the like predominant culture is. Just sort of like think of it as like this is the native tongue and people are good about like adhering to that. But if you don't speak the language, you know, like these places would have to have other names, or you know, maybe names that are sort of like the general ways that other cultures refer to them. And I wonder if something like, I'm not even going to try to pronounce.
Please, Ben.
It's Gegek. But if something like this wouldn't have a, you know, a name in common, that'd be something more like Greenhaven. And it's just like, well, that's Uruk, so it's, you know, it's Gegek. And if that couldn't potentially be where we start things off, where you guys are sort of, you're near this mountain range, you've got rebels fighting, granted about 400-ish miles away, you know, like there's stuff going on. You've also got,
this map is so giant.
Yeah, this map is huge, like truly enormous. If we get to even a 60th of it, I will be genuinely impressed and surprised.
That is such a random division there, Ben. 1/60th?
1/60th. Yeah.
What is that in percentages?
Not great. What's 100 divided by 60? Okay, Google. What's 100 divided by 60? Yeah, I can.
100 divided
It'll be 1.66%.
That checks out.
Yeah. That's still a lot. Okay, so 1/60th is maybe okay.
If we get to 1/58th of it, I'll be
fuck you.
happy.
If we
I'll
get
be
to
happy, Schliff.
3/60ths.
We're gonna have done all this world building for this beautiful socialist continent, and then we're never gonna go there.
Hey, you know what? It could be a pipe dream for the group.
That's where we're gonna all retire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone retires to Jesus land.
Katie, isn't your character from the island that's like off of that one?
Is it off of Jesus land or is it off of the other kingdom?
I thought it was off of Angog.
Ben, is my island off of Jesus land?
Where is Acadia?
Acadia is down here.
Yeah. So we're all going to retire in Acadia.
I mean, Acadia is mostly just... well, I guess I need a name for my people. I guess Acadians. We can just call them Acadians. It's easy.
I believe that is what we...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's mostly just Acadians there because it's like that's where the connection to the Pelori is sort of like the highest. Though I wonder if people don't do pilgrimages to Acadia because of the connection to the Pelori. That could be fun too. It's
just super hard to get to.
And it's like the Pelori have like a very like a intense relation with the pilgrims because it's like they're tourists on their like land that they have been taken care of for like hundreds of thousands of years.
Hey, none of those Acadians should be complaining. They send off all of their like teenagers on like Rumspringas.
That is true. I don't think that we're supposed to fully Rumspring, but that's fair.
Oh, I thought that was like a thing. I thought you were supposed to.
Well, I mean, I think that we're just supposed to travel around and like get to know the world. I don't think that we're meant to like fuck everyone. Maybe we are. I don't know. That could be fun. Fun to explore.
Sure. Yeah.
How what's the name of the capital city of Acadia?
Of Acadia?
Yeah.
Acadia's her middle name.
Mara?
There you go.
What do you call it? Mara? Or Amara? Amara? Amara?
Yeah.
Mara. How many people? Is it big?
Gosh. So I guess in this world, because I feel like almost the entirety of our like ancestry or like our like lineage lives here, right? So I guess the question is, how many of us are there? Like how many elves are in the world or in this world?
Like total?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Because I imagine that the city is quite big. Like I would say it's like Chicago sized, like not quite New York.
I can find out. I mean, so let's see. So there are 23 burgs with an average population of 11,500 elves. So you're looking at...
That's like super skewed because you got like 2 that are 40 and then nothing over 10.
Yeah, but it gives you an idea of like generally how many elves there are. There's also dark elves, of which there's 41 burgs with almost 10,000.
There's way more.
There's many more like dark elves. Although that's sort of like it's not as much of a definitive characteristic as it would otherwise be in like a more traditional setting.
Yeah. All right, maybe let's say that like the main city has like 700,000 people.
700,000?
I mean, Chicago has like 2 million. Austin has like 900,000. Boston has 600,000.
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I just moved. I can't tell if I just moved.
Or maybe the whole island has a population of like 700,000 and like a good percentage of them are in the main city. Is that
You have
500,000? What makes sense here geographically?
Well, so I
it's
think
actually 25,000 square miles.
refresh editor population. So here's what I'll tell you right now. The largest city, which is the capital of
Inertia.
the capital of an area, has 151,000 people living in the city.
Okay.
So I think it's talking about like city proper and not like, it's not like, like the New York City and then like the greater New York City area where it's like, okay, you've got like some number of people, but then like massively more people when you expand it. I think we're talking about like just within the city itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well then maybe the average of the US is 90 people per square mile. So how many square miles is this island?
25K.
Yep.
So that's 225,000 people for the whole. No, wait, sorry. 2 million people. Wait, that can't be right.
Is it that densely populated?
2 million
States
people?
is.
You said it was 25,000 square miles, right?
Yes.
Click on
That
it
is-
again, Ben.
25,000 miles squared.
So it's 25,000. Yeah. Okay. So then that does put us at 2 million people for the island, which feels
That's way
like
too
a
many.
lot.
Far too many people.
Why don't we say the whole island has 900,000 people?
The whole island does?
The whole island has 900,000 people. The main city has like 90K. Does that work?
Okay. Let's compare. So we can pop over. I think the cloud theocracy is the largest. Let's take a look here at population.
We want to like get like Montana numbers of people per square mile.
Yeah. Regenerate options. Style. There was a way to.
Is it under about?
No, that's just about the fantasy map generator itself. But there was a way to see like a whole bunch of extra stuff. A political map. Right, what is this?
UK is 95 square meters and 67.33 million. So it's not that bad.
Oh, pure
What
landmass.
have you done to it, Ben?
He made it pure.
Oh, 95 square meters. That makes more sense. Miles rather. I was thinking UK and I was thinking what the M could be. And I was like, it's not miles. That does make more sense though.
So England is that big and yours is like a quarter of that size. We are considering population density, Schlib. We're discussing how many devotees to Acadia should be living in Acadia.
Because the thing that I do want to avoid is having it sort of be like the last of our species. Like there's so few of us, like I don't want to get into, not species rather, but the last of our people. Like that's a dynamic that I don't feel super comfortable with. So I don't want them to be just like a very small number of them. There needs to be enough of them that like they are thriving for generations to come, you know?
Of course.
I mean, even like 250,000 is a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
What type of people live in Acadia? What is it primarily?
I mean, it's scholars. Like everyone there is well-rounded, right? Like the point is that everyone is grows up like learning and being taught by all of the like elders in the community, all of the matriarchs in the community. It's like very, very learning focused, but also, you know, practical application of that learning. So you do have to learn how to fight. You do have to learn the history of the world. You have to learn like this sort of amorphous history of the Praelori. You have to learn about politics and geography and topography. Like it's very much focused on getting a lot of information and then also the practical application of that information. And they're almost like stewards of the world itself because of their connection to the Praelori. Even though they can't, you know, contact the Praelori, they are still like the closest living thing to them, like on the grand spectrum of like life.
So if you had to like break down the average lifespan of someone living in...
So I think what I said was around like 120 to 130. So it's like slightly longer than the average human lifespan, but it's not like so much as elves or any of those other like ancestors that live for hundreds and hundreds of years. So it's like, you know, like you're sort of sitting on the same trajectory of childhood, adolescence, etc. And then it just so happens that their adulthood lasts a little bit longer. So once you hit like, you know, you stay middle age from like 30 to 60 or 70, and then you start to like age a bit more.
Ah, she was one of the Dunedain, a woman of the West. I'm on the Return of the King audiobook now.
Ooh,
baby.
Nice.
So I just have this British voice stuck in my head whenever I think about anything Tolkien related.
I get that. Or a not short hobbit. Yeah, also that's also actually a fair comparison. Like an average sized hobbit who is trained how to fight, and yeah.
So the people of Amara are holings.
Holings, exactly. That doesn't sound good at all. But yeah, I mean, the idea is just that they are like very connected to themselves. They are very connected to nature. They are like stewards of the history of this world. And like, I mean, I think, you know,
Stewards of Gondor.
Stewards of Gondor. That being said, you know, like Ben and I were talking about this. I think we might have been talking about this on stream as well, that like their actual knowledge of things outside of the island is pretty dated to, you know, where people have gone out on their like pilgrimages essentially, and like when they've come back. So it's not like they are just like all knowing and know everything that's happening on the mainland all the time. But when folks come back from these sort of like practical application trips, that's how they like start to like amend the library and that sort of thing, where it's like, okay, like you went to this continent, you saw this thing, tell me how things have changed. All right, we'll get it noted into the tome with like your signature, blah, blah, blah. So it definitely like leaves room for when you do travel being surprised by what you find, especially if someone hasn't been there in a while.
Does Acadia have any problems with people going on these PAs, as we'll call them, and either dying on an adventure, falling in love and forgetting to go back, or any other number of reasons for not going back? Do people just like say screw it, like I don't want to go back anymore? Or
I think it's the kind of thing where like 95% of people come back, but it's also known that like, you know, like just like when anyone goes out into adulthood, like you can get hurt, people die early. It's not like it's something that is, I mean, it's a tragedy when it happens, but it's not something that is like a crazy big deal in the sense that it's like, oh, we can't keep sending people out. It's just sort of like, like that's part of life. Like if that was their journey and that was the journey that they were meant to be on, that's the journey they were meant to be on. And I think, maybe like once in a blue moon, someone gets married and doesn't come back, or once in a blue moon, someone's like, I actually just prefer my life here. But I think it happens incredibly infrequently. My guess is it probably hasn't happened in the last, I don't know, couple hundred years. Just because overall the island is a much nicer place to be than the rest of the world, especially at this point in time, and especially as close as they are to this whole continent and this whole situation that's going on right above them.
So would you say that it is really weird to see someone over like 35
like
that's Acadian
in the like mainland?
Yeah, like anywhere else.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty unusual. Maybe there's
like no one's ever seen an old Acadian.
Probably not. I mean, someone might have. I'm sure someone has, but it's very, very, very rare. Yeah,
not if no one's like
right, exactly. Yeah,
no one's visiting, and
there's an elf somewhere who's very old and remembers meeting an old Acadian once. But yes, overall, you only really see them when they're younger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Get on. Okay, this is very cool.
What?
I'm just learning that you can like by hitting different keys, I can have different things show up. So if I hit G, I can have the grid, or I can get rid of the grid.
But
right,
Ben,
I'm just enjoying myself.
Did you hear all of that?
Yes.
You didn't hear any of it. We're just talking about the lifespan of Acadians and the concept that probably most folks have not seen an older Acadian because most of them go back to the island. So seeing an Acadian like over 30 is not normal. It looks fine, right, Ben?
No, because when you zoom out, the names would overlap, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. How many do you think don't go back? Like if you had to
that's what we just talked about. I said I think that it is incredibly infrequent. That I would say right now maybe there is one Acadian out in the world that didn't that decided not to return. Maybe. I mean, there's probably like a bunch of younger people running around. Like that's not that unusual.
Okay.
But maybe like the last person who didn't come back 80 or 100 years ago, because most people go out, they're like, all right, I get it. Like I've done my practical application. I've seen the world. It's much nicer here. It's like much more fitting with the way that I have been raised to interact with the world, and the sort of like honesty and straightforwardness and focus on preserving history and tradition and that sort of thing, as opposed to the rest of the world where people are less honest and care less about education and care less about the world they live on and the planet and preservation, all that kind of stuff.
So here's a question.
How did we get back onto my island? Yes.
I ask questions about
it.
So you have this like consistent flux of people coming and going, right?
Yes.
Given that, why is your information on the world a little bit out of date?
I think I changed my mind. I don't think that I do want people to be able to visit. I think that there needs to be like essentially like a special permit to visit the libraries that like kings and statesmen and like important people are able to get if they need information.
Okay.
So because I was thinking about that and I was like, actually, I feel like if they had that sort of tourist problem, it would make the island less appealing as a whole to live on. So I think it needs to be like the kind of place where there's like a lot of checks and balances in place to be able to visit, to be able to like look at the information that they've collected.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Katie just
I'm
invented
just
the
asking.
Vatican. It's fine.
I just reinvented the Vatican. It's totally fine.
Nothing bad's definitely going to come from that.
No,
I should've
Never,
been-
never.
It's gonna be great.
Fantasy Jesus, Fantasy Vatican. What can't we do?
I feel like you've created a false utopia, Katie. I love it.
But I think that the point is that it's not false. It's just
I too could have a utopia if I don't let people in.
Well, I think that that's it, right? That like that's sort of the dynamic I want to play around with is it still a utopia if you know that the rest of the world is in shambles and you do nothing?
I love that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And like I don't know who's gonna DM next, but I would love to take this concept in a far future direction.
Yeah. I think it's the more I think about it, the more I'm like very interested in this little island that I have made up on a whim.
Yeah, like is it bad that I want to make a campaign called like Acadia Has Fallen or something?
Ooh, no, not at all.
That'd be cool as hell.
Because I imagine that we're not going to spend a whole lot of time in Acadia in this campaign. I don't know. We might end up there at some point, but I think that the focal point is going to be happening more in the mainland. So I think that there's a lot to sort of tease out about the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, I think we wouldn't, like, none of us would go to Acadia.
I mean, the only way that I could think of us ever ending up in Acadia is if we needed some kind of information and then, like, I had to sort of
break the rules and bring us there.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that could be really fun too.
That could be fun too. Or, like get over the fact that I am ashamed to go back and like have to face my family and all that kind of like, there's tons of ways that we could potentially end up there, but we also might never end up there because I don't know what this campaign is going to look like or where we're going to go or how things are going to happen. But I, again, imagine for the most part, we're not going to be spending tons of time in Acadia.
Although, Schlib did say that you guys could just go to Acadia and ignore all of my plot hooks, and the entire campaign can be just skill checks for you guys reading big fucking tomes.
No, the entire campaign is
fuck off tomes.
That's hilarious.
The entire campaign is you just revealing more and more lore drops the entire
Oh my
time.
god. We're just telling you guys the history of the world. Tome alone. Fuck off. That would be a great name for the campaign.
That's going to be a good heist one shot.
We're not doing it.
Heist one shot in Acadia.
Tome alone.
That could actually be really cool, though.
That should be our Christmas one shot next year.
Tome alone.
Tome alone.
All right, Schlib, I'll make sure you get credit, but I'm putting it into my calendar right now.
So Schlib, you should come play in it.
Yes.
A year from now, Schlib, mark your calendars. We're doing Tome Alone. That actually would be really funny. What it could be is essentially like someone who gets locked in the library overnight in Acadia. And then like
Night in the Stacks.
Like Night in the Museum, but like a Home Alone Night in the Museum
a Night in the
crossover.
Stacks or something?
Yeah, Night in the Stacks.
That's a different
child leaving death traps in the library.
Yes, actually, like the point of view is actually like the bank rob, like the house.
Yes.
The burglars, like that's actually the point of view that we're going from. Like the players are the burglars.
Yeah, the players are trying to sneak in to get some information that they need, and there's a child in there who is like trying to stop them with all these traps.
The plot twist is that like the child's parents actually gave them a key to like go and get this like piece of information or whatever it is.
Yep.
And then the kid doesn't know that, so the kid's just like trying to fuck with them the entire time.
All right, next year, you heard it here first. Christmas one shot, Tome Alone on Acadia with Schlibity.
Plot twist: the child is a guardian spirit.
Plot twist: Schlibity is the child.
You have green skin, long ears, and you're adorable. Sounds like Schlib.
Schlib, I'm sending you an invite to
a calendar invite.
Yeah, I'm sending
it. PvP one shot, yes. This is not helping with our world building for the campaign at all, but I'm not mad about it.
I feel like we're continuing to flesh out Acadia, which is a good
true.
thing.
It's not a thing, yeah.
I mean, I feel like for me, like the places that I think of that like I have a relation with, like my character has a relationship with, are the ones that are the easiest for me to flesh out. Whereas like looking at other pieces on a map and not having that sort of background or like emotional tie to it, it's harder for me personally to kind of decide what it's supposed to look like. Whereas somewhere like Acadia, it's like, okay, like I have a good idea about who my character is. So understanding where she comes from is just sort of like filling in the background and sort of like making sure all the pieces are in order. Whereas like these other places, I'm like, I don't know. I have no relationship with them. I don't know what they're supposed to look like.
What's the squiggly thing?
This thing right here? Those are portals. So across the world,
whoa.
Large cities
portals on us?
Large cities have portals that allow you to travel from one like capital to another.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Why didn't you open with that, Ben?
Because I forgot it was here. But yeah, you got portals, so you guys could very easily get to, you could get to like the southernmost part of the
Las
Theographies. You could go, Las Cliffia.
I'm pretty sure I could find it. I don't know if I need a portal to get to Las Cliffia.
You can get to the capital of Gianni.
So do all the portals go everywhere else, or is it like this portal goes directly here and back?
They're linked. So the way that it works is essentially think of it as like a beam me up, Scotty, right? Like you can go or I guess
is it like a big stone ring with like a blue watery substance in the middle of it?
I don't know if it's a
then
watery
you,
substance.
walk through
yeah,
it.
it's a stone ring, and essentially like you have people that are you have like portal operators who are there to actually run it. Like it's not just anyone can like walk in and out and you can kind of do whatever you want, right? They're like highly controlled. But they do allow you to go from place to place with permission.
Do you have to dial it up with like 6 different like symbols that would like kind of be the address?
I mean, yes. You wouldn't necessarily know that, but yes.
Balor, we are doing Stargate. You're welcome.
Fuck it. I was like, do I? Like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
I don't know Stargate.
Oh, I know a lot of Stargate. That's why I was leading Ben into Stargate without him knowing, hopefully.
What's a Stargate?
It's a fantastic
It's a gate in the stars,
show.
Katie.
Thanks, Ben.
Got
Katie, you haven't seen Stargate and you're giving me shit about watching an actual play.
Yes, absolutely, 100%, and there is no shame.
Well, there's much shame about never seeing Stargate.
Interesting. So it also generated some some taverns, and this one does dressed duck with orange absinthe is their like staple meal.
Oh my god.
What is this? Dried pork with red vodka.
It just gives you their
red
food?
Vodka it's like their staple thing, yeah. We've got like
they
a
make
steam
vodka
monster.
from like beets.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm saying it now. At some point, we have to do a cooking stream with one of the signature dishes from one of these taverns.
I'm down.
That'd be really fun.
There's a bunny migration through the mountains. A huge group of hares are migrating.
Okay.
Just a hairball roaming through the countryside.
Hairball! Oh my god. Now I'm picturing an all animal campaign where they have their like debutante ball. It's called the hairball.
There's the oozed cooled soiree, which could definitely be sort of colloquially, you know the word, colloquially referred to as the hair ball, because it happens around the same time as the hare migration every year.
Oh my god, I like it. That has to be a thing. That absolutely has to be a thing. And it's like a big masquerade where everyone does like animal themed like half face mask. What's it called when it's not a full face mask and it just covers your eyes?
Goggles, Katie. They're called goggles.
There's a word for it.
Goggles, half face half face
Let's
mask.
said Batman. That's also a fair Batman.
I mean, that's a whole cowl though. That's like a hood with face covering.
Well, when I Googled it, it came up with elastomeric half mask respirators, which I don't think is what I'm looking for. Oh,
Well,
domino mask? Is that what it is? Domino mask. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know why I Googled it. Balor always knows. As long as it's moving. Jesus Christ.
He said I needed to use a cowl. I said as long as it's mooing.
Are you putting notes about the hairball, Ben?
The soiree is unofficially referred to as the hairball, as it coincides with the annual migration of the Angog hares.
Going back to Stargate though, Balor, I will say that the movie was like a C+. The original series was campy A-. Atlantis was just like great. And Universe was so short that no one else watched it either. It was on TV for like 15 years, Katie.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
There are stars. There are gates.
No one's giving... Wait, Ben, have you seen Stargate?
It's been a very long time, but yes. One-page dungeon generator? What the hell?
What the hell?
Wow.
That's so cool. Wait, Ben, could you use Chat GDP to generate a dungeon encounter?
It's
probably going to be terrible, but I'm very curious.
It's also called it's like GDP.
Whatever, Chat
GPT or something.
GPT.
Okay.
What is this?
It's an AI thing that can write various things. So like, okay, so for example, I always say please, so that when the robot overlords take over, they know that I look upon them favorably and would like to be spared.
Kill me.
Please write
When they come,
a
kill me.
6-room dungeon encounter for Dungeons and Dragons.
I doubt it can do it. I'd be shocked.
Let's see what we get. Please write ace.
Oof, Balor, was the consent issue episodes like was it at least acknowledged, or was it just like normalized? I haven't watched SG1 in like a hot minute.
Oh wow, it's giving me an encounter. It doesn't give you stat blocks at least, but it does tell you sort of a. I hate this. I mean, it's so interesting, but also as a writer, it makes me feel very, very anxious. Oh god. All right. Anyway.
Room 1. The entrance to the dungeon is guarded by a group of goblins. They are armed with short swords and shields and are led by a goblin boss wielding a scimitar. Room 2. The second room is a trap-filled hallway. The party must navigate past traps such as pit traps, arrow traps, and swinging blades in order to reach the next room. Room 3. The third room is a small chamber filled with stalagmites and stalactites. A group of kobolds lurks within, armed with swords, short swords and crossbows. They are led by a kobold
That doesn't
dragon
make any sense.
a staff imbued with magical energy. Room 4. The fourth room is a large chamber filled with columns and statues. A group of skeletons, animated by dark magic, lurks within. They are led by a powerful skeleton wizard who commands them with powerful necromantic spells. I'm gonna fucking use this.
You would not.
This dungeon encounter is intended for a party of 4 to 6 characters of around level 5. What the heck? It gives you the what?
There's no way there'd be that many goblins and kobolds hanging out in the same cave.
Maybe they don't hate each other.
What's a schlibbity generator.
It's where you ask Schlibbity to generate a 6-room dungeon encounter for D&D.
This is true.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's got like, there's like old inscriptions and shit. I don't know what that is.
I just put tell me about Schlibbity into the AI.
Oh, my.
They said they're not familiar.
They unionized.
Got some bridges.
I guess if they unionized, there could be labor harmony.
Can I add markers? Is that a thing I can do? Tools.
I feel like so much of this world has already like been built out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Which I don't know how I feel.
Okay. Anyway, what else do we need to look at geographically? We got a little derailed by AI chatbots.
That's what I'm saying, Katie. I think it's like all done.
Are we done?
I mean, you click on something and it has all the info you need.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we've been seeing this entire night.
That's very cool. Room 1, you enter the mouth of a cave and find a lawyer with one arm held over a book. What the fuck, Schlibbity?
Schlib, keep your esoteric stuff out of this. The one-armed man, come on. We've all watched that show.
I mean, if we feel like we're pretty done, I would not mind having a break before my pod recording at 8.
Yeah.
Personally. But is there anything else we want to sort of chat about before we break? I know that we're sort of heading into the holidays. Zeki, I put into private chat, and I was going to ask you after about potentially running the heist tomorrow, since we weren't able to do it tonight. But we can talk about that offline. So as of right now, our next scheduled stream is after New Year. Oh, no, Chaos Ladies on the 28th.
Definitely not the 28th.
29th.
Maybe the 29th.
I think it's the 29th. But yeah, we'll sort of see. We were supposed to leave for my parents tomorrow. My mother is sick. So we're going to be around much more than we were expecting to be around.
Yep.
So we'll see if any extra streams sort of get thrown in.
What if next Tuesday on the 27th, we do another clue building game?
So the only reason I don't want to schedule anything is that if my mom gets better, we're going to pop over early next week. And the 27th is supposed to be the day that we get married.
Legally.
The two of you and your plans within.
But if she's not feeling better, then absolutely we can do that. It's just if
Okay.
she is feeling better, then we have to go and,
Yeah,
legally get bonded to each other for life or some shit like that.
Want to stream that?
that's fair. Yeah, we could stream
We
it.
could have somebody sing for us, or we'll sing. How does it work?
Is it going to be
Should
in the
we do
city?
it? Should we do it at GaryCon?
Is it going to be
Oh
in the
wait,
city?
has somebody already done this before?
Benjamin Martin Mooney. shut
Wait,
the
but
fuck
is this
up.
like an idea? No, but this is like a really good idea. No one
Do
has
you need
ever
me to
used
come to
this.
like Queens or something? Like where do I need to go?
It's upstate New York.
It's gonna be in upstate New York.
I won't be able to make it then.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Not with work.
That's very fair. But yeah, so we'll chat offline. We'll figure out what next week is going to look like. Figure out if my mother is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Oh.
obviously my mom is okay, but like if she's okay enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Wait. So, Katie, we can do it, but we have to write songs for one another.
No, I don't want to.
Never gonna give you up.
That has to be original
That's
songs, Ben.
Always gonna eat your butt.
Oh my God.
I mean, do what you do. On the 28th, though, I will be on ATOD.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to be doing another DM storyboard show with Zendaric, who happens to be on this channel all the time in the chat.
Pops in regularly.
We got to get him on a one shot
Yes.
soon as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is
He's
true.
so good at being like extra dramatic and stuff on stuff, so I really want him on one soon.
Cool.
But he is starting his campaign over on ATOD relatively soon as well. It's going to be like a West Marches style, like drop in, drop out kind of thing. So it's kind of like you're at like a citadel, and then you go out and you do a job, and you come back, and whoever's there, you do the mission with, kind of thing.
Cool.
So we're going to be talking about that world, and he's kind of taken like the Radiant Citadel and then like done like his own variation on it. So I've been told. So I'm anxious to like dive into that next week. So at least next Wednesday, that is what we will be doing over on ATOD. If we're not doing something here on StreamYard before that or after. And maybe I'll just jump on Tuesday or something, or Monday night. And
do some more DM 101 stuff.
Yeah. And
105, 110.
Just start making shit up. Cool. On my own AI generator.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God, we got sing the next line for both of us. Make everyone sing. Everyone's got to sing.
We wish you a happy holiday.
We wish you a happy holidays.
We wish you happy holidays.
Whoa, what key did we go into?
See you next time.
I was harmonizing. I stayed in the same key.
All right, and on that note, on that literal note, we're gonna go now.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Sorry, I was kind of distracted, like messing around with the fantasy map generator. Actually, you know what? I will pop the link in chat if y'all want to play around with it. It is really, it's a really cool generator. It's like through like they're hosted through GitHub and whatnot. They do great stuff. It's fun to play with. There's lots of like cool things to do. So I'm just gonna pop that in there. So if y'all want to ever use that for any particular reason, you can.
Perfect.
Yeah. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope to see you all. Well, I guess ideally we won't see you all that soon, but it's not the end of the world if we do, because y'all are great.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. We will chat to y'all later.
That's what six. Oh, we got to sing something else. Oh no!
Oh no! No! It was each of us sing. 2,000, 4,000.
Give you up.
Oh my God!
Never gonna let you.
We're giving them too much. They only paid.
Hurt you, slurp you.
Oh
okay.
my!
We have to go. We have to go. Okay.
All right, just let it be known. Katie's the buzzkill here. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Fuck you. Bye.